What's up again, YouTube? And I'd like to wish everyone out there a happy Valentine's Day. And for the fellas watching this, you have two choices to do today. You can watch this and risk having your balls cut off, or you can play this and feel like a total badass. You choose. Twisted Metal is not an all-racing game. If anything, if there's one word that could describe this game, it would be absolute chaos. Because it's kind of more of like, I don't know, a free-for-all game of Call of Duty, but with cars and tons of explosions and destructible arenas, I would say. Now, I'll start off by talking about the story for Twisted Metal. In Twisted Metal, you can play as 3 characters and go through their separate campaigns. You can play as Sweet Tooth, as you can see behind me. You can also go as another character by the name of Mr. Grimm, and another character by the name of Dollface, if I remember correctly. Now, unfortunately, this is probably the weakest part of this version of Twisted Metal. Now, I've not played any of the other Twisted Metal games, but I'm not sure if the stories in those games were rather good, but I have to say that these ones weren't very good. They're only explained through short little cutscenes, and there's only 3 of them per character, and they don't even really go into much detail. Here's an example. Sweet Tooth's campaign can be described like this. Okay, he wants to find apparently some girl who escaped his first set of murders, and by the end, well, something happens to him, but he gets reunited. And then with Mr. Grimm, he just wants to go back in time to save his dad from doing a jump that kills him. I mean, story is usually a pretty big thing for me, and the fact that this game just did not have it is probably a disappointing thing. So if you're looking for a really good game in Twisted Metal, then I would probably say you should probably rent this, because there's just not much of a story to have here. Now there are, I believe, more than 12 different vehicles throughout the game that you can play as that stretch from Sweet Tooth's traditional ice cream truck, as you see here, to sports cars geared up like in the movie Death Race, to a helicopter that allows you to travel through the map rather easily. However, even with this, I found this to be another weak point, because it really takes some time to get used to each individual vehicle, because although each one has different levels of speed, armor, and firepower, what matters most is that you will have to learn how to drift really good with each vehicle in order to survive. Even later on in the game, when you have to control a giant semi-truck, yeah, try drifting one of those. It's not easy. Those of you out there may find it hard to control it first, but it's really the type of control scheme that you select 1 or 2 specific vehicles, and then you spend a lot of time getting a feel for them. Another element that is small in the game that I'm sure you'll find very frustrating with is the controls on ice. If at any time you find yourself on any ice, however, you might as well put the controller down, because once you're on ice, you really cannot control the car at all. The only way you can move at all is if your opponent hits you with a strong enough weapon to knock you off the ice. Single-player gameplay can, for those of you who are experts and have played the rest of the series since then, can easily just pick up the controller and go back to killing every AI in sight. Although fighting the AI in single campaign is simple and really not that hard, the developers did do a good job at making sure that the AI does concentrate on making sure that each individual AI can team up and focus on hitting you with everything they have. And at times I found myself even doing somersaults through the air, so prepare to break the laws of physics many, many times. As you can see in this gameplay here, I'm fighting in a stadium, which is constantly moving, and it looks like I got 3 guys on me, so yeah, just prepare to have this happen to you many, many times. By the ending of each separate campaign, however, they do have what I believe the developers tried to add as a final boss. But really, it's nothing you can't handle by simply following the same rules you've been doing for the remainder of the game. Just drive around in multiple circles, collect multiple missiles, and just unload your entire payload into them until they die. Trust me, these things may look big, but they're easier to take down than they look. So, I guess that's a small disappointing factor, I suppose. Now, in my gaming career, I've never been much of a multiplayer gamer due to the fact that I could never find a group of people out there who just wanted to play. Instead, all they would do was yell out just stuff I don't want to hear while I'm playing my games. Offline, you can have up to 4 players battle on your TV screen in a free-for-all, or you can team up and go up against an opposite team of AIs. So, heck, humans against machines. I'm sensing a little bit of Terminator here. Anyway, online has even more content than I thought it could have. And I'm pretty sure I'll be playing multiplayer for weeks on end from this point on. It has your traditional free-for-all or team deathmatch, as always, but 2 extras that are surprisingly well done are the Hunted, in which basically one player is given a task of taking out one hunter, and the other team members have to take out the hunter. So, yeah. But by far, my personal favorite game mode in Twisted Metal is by far the nuke gameplay. I will be playing this probably for the next 3 weeks, so anytime you guys see me online, I'll be playing Nuke. Nuke is by far the ultimate team experience in which you and your teammates must work together to capture the opposing team's leader. Then you must sacrifice that leader in order to fire a missile, which you must guide in order to destroy the opposite team's giant iconic statue. And trust me, when that statue goes, it is one hell of a sight. So that's a quick summary of just basically all the main parts that make up Twisted Metal. Overall, I would have to give Twisted Metal a 7 out of 10 if you're just playing it by yourself. But I'm sure many of you out there have friends, so if I had to judge it in terms of playing with other people, I would give it a solid 8 out of 10. So basically, if you have friends, it's a definite buy. If you're all alone, you're better off renting it. Get the trophies, get it out of the way. And here's a quick scoreboard of how pretty much I rated all the different elements of Twisted Metal. And that was my review of Twisted Metal. I'm gonna get out of here because I don't know about you guys, but I feel like cutting some heads off this Valentine's Day.